Welcome back to Cactus Sailing. So this is our first sail of the season, first sail of the year. Finally been allowed out the house, and we're just sailing in the bay. We've got no destination to go to as such because we can't stay on the boat, only allowed to do day sails, so we're just sailing in the Weymouth Bay. It's quite cold today, it's about 8 degrees, and it's a little bit choppy out here as well, because we're doing it's about 20 knots of wind. So we've got second reefing, about half the Genoa out, and we've been so rusty at sailing. As we was leaving Weymouth, left all the fenders on until we got the sails up. Then we couldn't work out how to do the second reef again because we'd been that long since we'd done anything. So yeah, just so underprepared, I think we feel like. But we've got the boat sorted now, and it seems all happy enough. It's just cold, isn't it, Craig?
Yeah, freezing.
What about you kids? Is it cold?
Yeah.
How cold? On a scale of 1 to 10?
7.
7? 5? Okay. The kids are going swimming later, aren't you?
No!
So yeah, all we're going to do today is we're just going to do a bit of sailing. There's only one other boat out. They're reefed quite heavily as well. All the cruise line is still out in the bay. But yeah, we're just pottering around, to be honest. So what have we been up to since you last saw us? Well, we did have the boat out the water. We went over to Portland Marina and put some new anti-fouling on it, serviced the engine, the usual kind of stuff over winter. These are all the barnacles that we're living on the hull. So I think it was pretty much time it came out. Yeah, definitely time it came out. So all I'm doing is I'm going to be cleaning the hull up, and then cleaning the water line up so I can mask it up and put some more anti-fouling on it. There's a few more rust spots on the keel, so I'm just going to deal with those with a bit of fur tan, scrape them back, and then primer and then anti-foul. So we'll see how we get on. Here she is with the black anti-fouling. I'll go for a bit of a change. All nice and clean again. And this here is the offending article. Only reason I wanted to change it is because the handle's a bit of a mess. But we're going to change it anyway. And I might clean that up when I get back home and see if I can reuse it maybe. I don't know. Keep it as a spare. Typical boat sailor now. Everything has to keep as a spare. I've had a few jobs that I've been doing as well, so namely fixing a few things on the water impeller. I've also replaced one of the halyards for the spinnaker. Stinks. So that needs to come off. That is to come off. So this is toilet part 2. Because the first one was, I just thought I'd service it because I thought that was the problem with it. But all these little screws here, all the lugs snapped off inside the toilet, so it doesn't create a seal, so it doesn't do a vacuum, and it doesn't suck the water up, so it doesn't work.
And how did you rectify that, Kenny?
I bought a whole new place. I mean, a piece. Because I did read when I was looking at the service kits, somebody did say it's probably works out better if you just replace the whole unit, the whole pumping unit itself, rather than just servicing it. Because 9 times out of 10 something breaks in there anyway, which I found out. So I wasted all the money on a service kit, I think. I think it was about 25 quid or something like that. And then it was £50 for the whole pump kit, which comes with all the serviceable bits anyway. I mean, if you don't have any broken bits, I'm sure it does work out better, but unfortunately for us, it was broke. So this is pot take 2, and hopefully it's not as stinky as last time because I've already had it apart. So I've changed the pump thing, whatever you call it. Those pipes are a pain in the backside trying to get those off.
That's polite, Kenny.
Yeah, there was some French going off in the closet.
Yeah, we couldn't film it because there'd be a lot of bleeping.
Yeah, I don't do well when there's all that minginess coming out of the pipes. I don't like it. So the poo pipe, the poo out, that didn't want to come off. But because the fitting's the same, I've just reused the same fitting on the bottom of it. The other pipe, I ended up having to cut it and sticking a new one on because I just couldn't get it out. No chance. I don't know if anybody else gets them out. Don't know. Maybe everybody just cuts them off and then you just get shorter and shorter hose and then you end up replacing your hose. I don't know. But that's what we've done anyway. And now I just think I need to shower the whole place down because it's minging and then clean it up. So one other thing I've been meaning to do is, well, this all happened because I let somebody else service the engine, and it appears they lost a screw, which is this one, on the water impeller cover, and they decided in their infinite wisdom to stick a mild steel screw in there. So now when I've just been inspecting this is rusted and I can't get it out now. So I don't want it to get any worse, so I'm going to try and drill that out because I've tried getting it out and it's completely seized in there. So I think I'm going to try an easy out first, see if that works, and that's basically them. So I'm going to try that first, but to start with I just need to drill a hole in it. So plan 1 failed with the easy out because the head, I don't think there was enough meat left on the head, and I think that's the smallest easy out I've got, and I think it's meant for M4, but I mean if you look at the size of a thread, you know, by the time you've got that in there it's not really going to work. So I basically cut the head off by just using a screwdriver to force the head off because it was pretty rusty anyway, and then I've drilled this out with a very small drill, and whilst I was drilling it a lot of it basically disintegrated, the screw did anyway, so the thread's not actually that bad. So I'm just going to run a tap back through it and just see if I can reuse an M4 because I can get a bit of purchase on that anyway. So if I run a tap back through it, my thinking is I can save the thread, yeah, because that's not too bad, and just put another screw in there. The only thing I haven't got though is I haven't got a plug tap, I've only got a taper in this size, but I'm pretty sure because the hole is already tapped it should be alright, because that seems fairly free moving. We can screw a screw in there, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up and refit it. What are you doing? So now all I'm doing is I'm going to splice this new rope to this old rope in a seamless splice and then pull it all through and then change out the halyard. That's what should happen, but yeah, let's see. So that went better than expected, so I got the new rope in. I ordered too much, as always. I suppose it's better than having too short, but that's in there. Now this is from marine rope, but it just felt a bit stretchy, so I'm not sure what that's about. I'll have to see, just double check that. So it just felt a bit stretchy, and I don't know whether it's just because it's brand new or not. I've never really noticed that before. Anyway, but the reason we wanted to change it is because I did notice this when, I can't remember what I was doing now, but we did see it at some point. But that's been
trying to thread that line through the mast.
Oh yeah, we was trying to thread that other line through the mast, but we did notice at the top of the mast it started fraying a bit, and that's obviously where it's just been sat on the top roller, and over the time it's nearly worn through, to be honest. The core's completely gone. I think there's only a couple of strands holding it on. But obviously inside the mast, lovely rope. Top of mast, same rope, but obviously that's what can happen. So glad we changed it anyway, but what do you do with old rope?
Make a thousand swing.
Make a hammock.
Hi everyone, I am taking shelter from the wind because it's bloody windy and cold and choppy and I feel sick.
You need to get your sea legs back.
Yeah, they've gone missing. But it's a beautiful day, it's a balmy 7 degrees. I'm going to get the sun cream on in a bit, have a dip in the minus 600 degree water. Such fun! Kenny,
Yeah.
tell everyone the exciting thing that happened today. Well, the thing that you find exciting.
Yeah, the thing that I find exciting. So, as some of you know, we fitted AIS to the boat and not really used it in very much earnest, but we had a ship calling us up on 16, just asking us whether we was holding our course and all this kind of stuff because they were coming out of Portland Harbour. So it's quite interesting that they actually seen us on the AIS and you know, knew there was the collision course and asking us what our intentions were. Although we had the right of way, or we were the stand-on vessel or whatever, so they should shift anyway. I don't know. I mean, I found it exciting that they was calling us up on the radio. No one ever calls us up on the radio.
It is exciting.
It's quiet out there. There's no boats.
Yeah.
You sick? Why? It's not even that choppy.
It was going that way. It's not going back. Summer, tell everybody at home what you thought that big tower thing over there was.
The Eiffel Tower.
Whereabouts is the Eiffel Tower?
London.
Where is it really?
Paris.
Where's Paris?
France.
Not in Weymouth then.
No.
Dingleberry. Just being a typical preteen, hiding from the camera. He's 13 this year. He's a bit of a donut. So, day 43 on the boat, and there's no land in sight.
See land in the background.
No, we'll do that way. Just take camera around to see if I can see land behind me. Oh, idiot.
lock isn't working either again. Never works. One day.
I fixed that.
I know, I fixed it as well. Cleaned it, but they're working on the way back from Portland, but not at the minute.
What else is going off?
Well, this boat over here, I don't know if you can see him in the background because, well, I'm trying to steer and film at the same time. But there is a boat in the background there. He doesn't know it, but we're racing. Of course we are. You see, the thing with sailors is you always have to race. If there's a boat in the water, you're racing. It doesn't matter. So we're racing with him, he doesn't know it. And we're winning. Or I like to think we're winning. As we were passing under the bridge back into Weymouth, we caught what we thought was a rope around the propeller. So we didn't really sail too far today because it's a bit choppy out there and it's freezing. Even though the sun's out, it's not much above 6-7 degrees. So it was cold. So we came back. Just as we was coming back, we was going to try and film some stuff coming back and probably mooring up this time. But I thought we got a rope stuck around the propeller just so I was putting it into a stern. But it turns out it was an IKEA bag. So
How do you know that? How do you know it was an IKEA bag, Kenneth?
Because Craig got his long johns on and socks and went into the water to retrieve said IKEA bag.
And I've now got mild hypothermia.
Yeah, how cold was it? There's his socks drying. It's just, I suppose that's just litter in the sea, isn't it? We didn't even see it. It must have just, as we was putting it into a stern, it must have just pulled it up into the prop or something. But yeah, it was well and truly wedged in there. And we managed to just limp back into our marina spot. We did manage, well, as we got it caught under the prop, we drifted into somebody else's boat. Obviously we had fenders out and everything else, and we just tied on that whilst we did a bit of a plan of action. But yeah, then we managed to safely move it back to our little berth. And obviously, as you know, Craig went under and fetched it. So that's our little adventure today. Catch us next time.